Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 496. This show is brought to you by Primary Arms, VZ Grips, and Walker Defense. In this show, someone has a review. We discuss ranchers, warhorses, and providers. I don't get it, but whatever. And as you may know, and if you don't, you're going to learn, we showcase guns, gear, and anything else you might be interested in. We do our best to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm Chad Wallace. Co-hosts tonight are Tony, Rob, and Rusty. Rusty didn't have to go save anybody. Somebody's making background noise.
It's Rusty. Tony and I are both muted.
Yeah, it's Rusty. Of course it's Rusty. He's didn't have to work this night, but instead everything around him's on fire. So, you know, if he gets a knock on the door and they say, "Hey, it's time to go," knowing Rusty, he'll just, you know, get a hose out and spray himself with water and go run through the fire or something.
I got enough beer in me. I'll just piss it out.
There you go. Hey, you want to take the first ad or do you got it?
I can do this.
Okay.
Let me scroll up right here.
You don't have it memorized yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
But our first ad for the night is VZ Grips. VZ Grips has been manufacturing handgun grips since 2003 with a reputation for quality, consistency, and innovation. Top-tier manufacturers choose VZ Grips. They come in a variety of styles, patterns, colors, and are manufactured from proprietary G10, micarta, carbon fiber, or polymer. Available with a varying degree of texture, VZ offers a wide range of grips for all different types of firearms. Made in the USA, VZ gives you the grips you can count on. Grip of the week is the M-Lock Hand Stop. Now, this is one I have not looked at yet.
It is aluminum. It's not. So it's basically, it's just a little M-Lock hand stop. You can get like a 3/4 length one or a 1 slot length one. And as of right now,
I do like that.
As of right now, I think it only comes in black. I was hoping when I clicked on it, it's new, that it was going to be like made out of G10 or something and you could get it in multiple colors, but I'm not disappointed with it. I just was disappointed that you couldn't. So.
Oh, I really like it. They got some more down there too.
Yeah, they do. This just happened to be a new one, so.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Now, would this be viable on if they're legal again, AR pistols?
Yeah, no? Because it's a hand stop. It's just
a hand stop.
Okay. They're only like an inch long.
Okay. Yeah, so like these are nice.
Just remember, we're not giving legal advice on this show.
That's right.
No. That's what I said if. There's quotations if you're on YouTube.
That's right.
And so,
where can we find those things, Rusty?
You can find these at the website of vzgrips.com. Coupon code GGR15 gets 15% off handgun and rifle grips at vzgrips.com. Nice. Hey, what did we do in firearms this week, guys?
Yeah. Well, who wants to go first? Rusty?
Well, I went squirrel hunting.
Did you get some squirrels?
Yeah, well, no. I got a bunch of chiggers though, and I got a cat in my face. I didn't put any. I had a big old bottle of deep bug spray to put on me, and I walked right off the woods and forgot all about it. And about 2 hours later, I sit there and I got the itching. I know exactly what was wrong. Up the left leg, up in the groin area, and down the ankle, and I was miserable for about 3 days.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just a tip of the week, guys. Put the bug spray on until the first frost happens.
It puts the bug spray on.
Exactly.
That's right.
Rob, are you still busy as heck? So you didn't do anything?
Oh God, yes. I had Sunday off and I didn't do jack. I did nothing.
Gotcha.
I just recovered.
I gotcha. Tony, I know you did something.
Yeah, man, we had an amazing diversity shoot. Busy as all get out doing that diversity shoot. We ended up getting some interviews, which is really great. My guys took a bunch of great pictures, but I didn't pull the trigger, man. Not once. I was that busy. So what I did was, while I was there, I had this Gideon optic put on my airsoft pistol at Gun for Hire range. They took care of it. Their gunsmith did. If you guys can see, I mean, truthfully, at this point, you should be following me on Instagram because you'd see a much better. That's a quarter wide gap, because the mount for this Gideon optic replaces the rear sight on my Ruger SR22 airsoft gun. And it's the gap is so big that I've bottomed out the elevation to raise it. So the elevation is cranked all the way to the freaking max to put me at 10 yard zero. I did a 10 yard zero because that's about how far we send targets out for diversity shoots and kids shoots, so the kids can hit the target. We're just about positive reinforcement. And with a red dot on this particular airsoft gun, we can give them the little adventure of shooting like a video game with that point of view. I can also, because of the pick rail, I can put a red dot and a laser on it, and you can almost get all the end because of the size. It's a 4.5 inch barrel. So you can have some of the fun, plus you're shooting 22 ammo. So I took it because I decided to make this a project to see how I shoot this gun using New Jersey's concealed carry qual, which is the police qualification, same thing. I shot it with iron sights before we removed these last Sunday, and I scored a 98. This time I used this that was put on at Gun for Hire range for me, this red dot from Gideon Optics, and I was able to shoot 100% with it my first time shooting with a red dot.
Nice.
Like for more than, just talking crap at the range and trying to outshoot the RSOs who I'm messing with, because the only thing I wanted to do was shoot that red dot to see what it was like. So I just started talking crap until they load up, man, let's go.
No, Tony would never do that. Never.
Oh, yeah, I would, because if you go in and go, hey, man, can I check out your red dot and shoot it? Hell no.
No.
I bet I can outshoot you with your own red dot.
There you go.
You can't. Yeah, I can.
I'm not sure if I'm going to order so I've got the Rock from Gideon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they make a mount that goes to this is the RMR
Cut. Yeah.
mount. Yeah, and I've got, and my 365 is RM
SC or whatever,
SC.
507K or whatever.
They make an adapter mount, and I can't remember the company. I got it saved, and they make an adapter that puts on there. But I need to put it on the slide and see just like the width wise how far it's going to hang over.
Yeah, it'd probably hang over pretty good, I would guess. But don't you have a?
I might just. I think I'm gonna mount this on an AR is what I want to do.
Oh yeah. Just get a high mount.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
place for
it come with a pick rail.
Yeah, but you could even get one of the mounts that mounts to an RMR pattern that's like AR height. So you could take the pick rail mount off and then just mount it direct with one of the tall mounts.
That's probably what I'm going to do, and because I've got a couple of 10.5 inch that I need to throw a forearm on, and that are sitting there naked, the gas tube hanging out, and that I need to finish up building. I haven't found what I want to put on it yet.
Gotcha.
And I got this because I was going to put that on my 365, then it just didn't work out that way. But I've got a slide from Lone Wolf that I'm going to mount. I'm going to pull a Swamp Fox off of
your
my
Canic because so you can run that thing. Now speaking of Lone Wolf, they came through with the Dusk 19.
That stuff is sweet.
I must admit, I did make it to the range. I don't know. They let me shoot again, finally, the doctor, that is. So we have a complete Dusk 19 for review. It is a Glockish style. I will say this thing is got some good grip texture on it. I mean, which means Tony and Rusty and Rob probably won't like it because they have girl hands.
Oh no! I have one of their. I have one of their. Their LW2s, LW1s.
This is
the 17 style.
This is probably their most aggressive grip texture that I've used. But because it's a Lone Wolf, came with a different backstrap. This is the small backstrap. It does have RMR cut. Comes with night vision third co-witness sights, so they're a little taller. You know, if you can see them there. But so far, you know, pretty good. Only problems we had was Tony's daughter limp wristed it. So other than that,
it was hurting her hand.
I know. I
using much eye.
Probably. We did run 100 rounds through
lotion.
it. Yep. We ran 100 rounds through it, and we do have a ammo sponsor for this review, and it's Target Barn. So do go check them out. They are sending ammo. I got a tracking number and everything for the review for this. So we'll have a 1,000-round review of it by the time it gets reviewed. So
nice.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that sounds fantastic, you know, and actually I was cruising around the Target Barn site too. And they don't have a ton of ammo, like various types, like some of the other places, but they have really good prices. Like a case of 9mm was like $245 or something. So, you know, they're running decent prices. So, you know.
Can I go ahead and say this?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, paying attention to the news. There's gonna be a rush. We're coming up on the election, and now we have disturbances in the Middle East, plus the Ukraine. Stop waiting around for poop to be all in the fan. And go ahead and pick up your extra ammo now.
While it's
Use
cheap.
the ammo sponsors that are out there that work with us to bring you the content that you do, whether it's mine or
Target Barn.
Who is this again? Target Barn.
Yep.
It makes no difference. Find out who's selling stuff. Hell, compare the ones that help me, Ammo Lab, or Target Barn. Get from both. Who cares? But get some friggin' ammo, because you know the next thing that's coming that also has got to be a mass shooting. Like because it just has to, because elections are coming up. They have to push divisiveness and fear for when they run for election. So please get in.
Yeah, some politician is going to send somebody out with a gun to shoot somebody. So,
I mean, I ain't gonna say all that, but I can say the news will make whatever happens seem much worse than it is to get people spun all up. So my thing is, get the firearms you want, get the ammo you want right now. It's all cute and stuff that you want to plan some big Christmas or something, but buy the things that can protect you and your family right now while we can afford them and while they're available.
There you go.
Already done that, dude.
Yeah, I think all of us on here don't have to worry about it, but
yeah,
other people.
I've been buying powder and lead.
I'm too lazy to reload.
Okay, not me.
Hold on a second, bro.
I'm stockpiling powder.
When you say you bought powder, could you follow the much less time gap between powder and lead? Yeah, I bought lots of drugs. I bought powder. I bought nose candy.
Well,
I love being pure.
I bought gunpowder, reloading powder, Hodgins.
Now, I think, Tony, you forgot one type of powder, and you know, he's always talking about, you know, Rob sending me, you know, fake gay cruises and stuff. I think maybe he was talking about a different type of powder. Okay. Well,
time we move on, please.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Announcement sponsors.
Yes, bandwidth sponsor is our friends. Our ex-bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patchco.
Yep. And I got a funny feel Target Barn will be off the list too.
Nah, probably not. I mean, it is how it is. So,
You got to put a rule out there, Chad. They have to listen to at least their most recent 3 shows before they can sponsor us.
Yeah, I always tell people they need to listen anyway, but and this isn't like it's 1,000 rounds of ammo. I'm like, hey, that's a good deal. Like, you could do an actual review of the gun. Hey, 1,000 rounds. I got 100 rounds
You
logged.
can do a review of their ammo.
Well, it's name brand ammo.
Well, it's standard.
Oh,
off the
is
shelf
it?
now.
It's their brand.
No,
Yeah,
they
it's not
just
their brand.
sell
so-
other brands.
Corbin, BCCI, whatever they get.
Yeah,
The only thing is, what's their shipping costs?
I don't know, but yeah, you might want to look at that. But bandwidth sponsor and their Patch of the Month Club, of course, it is the nobody be taking my R15, and I think that might be Jake on there. I'm not sure of Patriot Patchco, but join the Patch of the Month Club because it is awesome.
Is the AR ambidextrous?
Yeah, I can't even say it wrong like that.
Say ambient.
Ambidextrous?
Yes. So go check them out and all the stuff they got over there. Now we have our 500th episode giveaway you can sign up for. That is in 4 shows from now or whatever. So it's coming up.
You forgot about our t-shirts.
Yeah. Well, Rusty has a t-shirt on, so we'll go back to the t-shirt. He's got the Kilt in the Street t-shirt. You can get them through the FRN site or our merch tab. There you go, Rusty. Now,
Thank you.
for the episode, go to firearmsinsider.tv/giveaway. You can sign up there, email to win. We have the classic RD25 red dot from Primary Arms. We literally today, Armor Spec sent us a Victory AR charging handle and a Gun Builder's lower parts kit, which is minus fire control group and
Nice.
grip. So Tony probably has an A2 he could send you if you happen to win that. And then our friends over at the Drill Index Cards sent us a pack of Drill Index cards to give away. So far that's what we got. There should be a few more things coming. So you probably want to get signed up for that, and we'll probably break.
Cold War Concealment do something?
Yes. Cold War Concealment did do something. They aren't sending it to us. They're sending it to the winner. They did a dump tray. It's on our Instagram. Dump tray and their new chew can holster. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Check it out on Instagram. Our Instagram, it's on there. It'll also.
So is there a limit to the number of times you can register?
Well, you can only win once, but you probably could sign up a bunch, but I wouldn't.
I'm signing up right now.
Rusty's
I
going to
think
try.
he'll throw our entries off there, Rusty.
Exactly. Well, see, the first entry is me because I had to make sure it worked. So.
Well, if you get an email from Neil and Bob,
we'll know.
.com.
We'll know it's Rusty. Well, now that we're done with that, don't forget to check out our affiliates and discounts. They're everywhere you can find us. So check those out. We appreciate it. They appreciated it. So they're in there. Rob, you're on.
Yeah, the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And since we have a main topic tonight, it's going to be sponsored by Walker Defense Research. Walker Defense provides shooters with the finest, most innovative quality tactical accessories and firearm components around. From their Nile grip panels to their Nero muzzle brakes, no details are ever left behind. Only top quality materials are used in the manufacturing process. Together, all of this gives you some of the best firearm performance around. Everything they have to offer is proudly made in the USA. Walker Defense, where American ingenuity meets bleeding edge technology. And our Walker Defense product of the week is going to be their Nero 762. Go check it out. There's a link on our website. And remember to visit Walker Defense Research at walkerdr.com. And please use that firearms code of Insider15 for 15% off everything you buy. And they might even kick some money back to us. Now, our main topic is going to be Rusty talking about the North Forest Arms dual picture sights.
Well, thank you, Rob. That was fantastic.
That was. He didn't even
I know,
mess
I
up.
did such a great job. I used to screw up all the time when I started this crap.
Hey, nobody noticed that I did not mess up. normal words or not.
Yeah, I noticed. I was like, so what's the beer count we need to give you for you to not mess up?
It's the beer.
How many though?
I went back to drinking PBR real beer, so the twisted tea, my tongue is straight.
Oh, okay. So you can read stuff now.
I wasn't twisted.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, you didn't get it twisted.
The North Force Arms dual pitcher Glock sights. When we talked about these sights in the show, we were all kind of hesitant about them. But I kind of liked them. I kind of didn't at first when I seen them, but I really couldn't tell because it was lacking the 2D looking at them on the website and the pictures, So I reached out to these guys, and I'm just giving you a brief synopsis before I start reading the review. I reached out to them, and I was very surprised that they were very quick to respond to me, and they emailed me and they called me. And I've talked to them several times. I actually talked to them on the phone the other day because they were wanting the link so they could send out to their people of our review. And because the original link that I sent them didn't work, but I sent them the link and told them to scroll down. But anyway, the guys are really good. So on with the review. This is on a recent Gun and Gear review podcast. So we went over the North Force Armed Dual Pitcher Bullseye and Precision Glock sights. We all had some questions about how they worked. We compared them to other sights in the market that had big dots and the lever action buckhorn sights. I couldn't leave well enough alone, so I contacted the manufacturer. It was an instant response back from them. They called me instead of emailing me and asking me which sights I wanted, what color, what pistol I was putting it on, and even gave me a great background of the company. So within days, I had a set in hand. After a few days, I received new sights and broke out my old Glock 23 that I converted over to a 9mm with a different barrel spring extractor, 9 yards. The sights were easy enough to push in like any other Glock sights. The front post comes with several screws for mounting, and the rear sights just slides in snugly into the dovetail. I opted for the orange front with the 2-dot rear in green. So let's talk about the sights themselves. The front is a big orange dot with a green tritium dot in the center. Now here's the cool part. The front sight has a post, knob, finger, or wing on top. Call it what you will, but it works. The rear sight is a perfect image of the front, but with a hole in the center to line up the big dot. The rear has 2 tritium dots that, when lined up correctly, will match the singular green tritium dot in the front. Now, for the cool part of the sighting system, it's instinctively, naturally fills up the eye when you present the pistol. The wing on top of the front lines up with the cutout of the rear. So you have a 3-dot. So you have a 3-dot green and a big orange dot that grabs your eye. And when you line up the wing in the cutout, you have the perfect sight picture. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It is natural, and it fills up the eye perfectly. You can choose you can do close work or long distance with this sight. It's like bullseye level shooting with this sight. I dry fire with this sight for about 30 minutes a day for about a week before I went to the range. Well, I didn't get the first shots with this system. My 15-year-old daughter grabbed the gun and a handful of magazines and went to the range in the backyard. She was shooting at 25 yards and was making about 3-inch groups right off the bat. After I reloaded all the magazines, set up another target, I was able to do some shooting at 7 yards and back out to 25 yards with no problem. Just line the dots out, cutouts, and you're on. I was able to double tap and transition from target to target with what felt like a natural pointing style. To finish up, I really think these sights are a novel idea for those who might have a hard time just being able to acquire the 3 dots or regular sights due to poor vision, glasses, or what have you. They glow in the dark. They're big enough to be quick, yet built shapely enough to do precision work. I have to say I like them. The website picture did them no justice by just looking at them. You have to see them in person. If you're looking for a good set of tritium sights, the North Force Arms just might be what you're looking for. So the 8 key points, they're unique dual sight picture tritium sights. The target market, I would say people EDC, hunters, competition shooters, and plinkers. The features and benefits of this sight, they're tritium sights, easy to use, the bright front orange dot, unique design, easy to install, and quick to acquire. What other aesthetic and options are available? They have white front sights. There's other sights. What others are saying says one person says I recently put a set of NFA dual picture sights on my full size unmarried handgun. This was the third set of sights I put on this gun. The original sights, then they said tritium and fiber optics for a popular brand, and now these dual pictures sights from NFA. I've gone to the range a few times with them, plus used them in a tactical class where a course was set up with various different targets with various scenarios. Once I adjusted to the new sights and how they line up for either quick and precise target acquisition shootings, I could immediately see a difference in my aiming grouping and how much faster I could line up the sights. There's other sites out there. You can go on, I think it's RTT Gun Gear on YouTube. The price point, they're $149.95, which, it's not much different if you look at a lot of other big name companies out there. They're right in that price point. North Force Arms, the only people I know that's making them. They're rugged. They're great construction. They're made out of steel. They're good quality. And the cons, I really just couldn't come up with any cons about them because I really enjoyed them. And I use these sights I was shooting 50 yards, shooting man-sized targets at 50 yards with them, one-handed, holding the phone and video. And I put it on my Instagram and shooting one hand at 50 yards, shooting a man-sized target. And I was shooting a pretty good pace with them, with the gun, and it wasn't like I was slacking off, and I banged it just about every time. And these sights, you line them up, they're owned. It's like a good set of rifle sights, in my opinion, just on a shorter gun. They line up good. They're good quality, and the 3-dot lines up really well. And that notch on the top that they have on there, when you line that up, it works fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I was glad that they sent you a set of these because we were all curious about what they were like. And with your pictures, I got a better idea than their website. And you said you liked them. And I'm like, they look interesting. And I was glad that somebody got to review them.
I actually contacted them and asked them when they come out with a set for the 365 to let me know I was going to order a set.
Right.
And I was like, when you come out with a set for the 365, let me know. I'll pay for them out of pocket, and I'll put them on mine. I have no qualms with that because I generally buy most of everything I review, and I was like, I'll buy them and I'll put them on there. I thought because I like them that much.
Yeah.
All right. Understand that's Rusty talking about buying everything here.
Okay, let me fix this there. Okay, we're good to go now because I muted Tony. But thanks, Rusty, for doing that review for us, and thanks to North Forest Arms for sending those to him. Now,
yeah, I mean, good people.
Now we can get into the product spotlight and discussion. Possibly. See, I mute Tony, I unmute him, and he just mutes himself and goes away. I guess I heard him. I heard his feelers. So, first up, we have the Heritage Tactical Rancher. MSRP is $355.99. Yes, it is. It's their revolver rifle and 22 long rifle. You can also take their 22 Magnum cylinders. Has a 16-inch barrel. It's got a blackened-ish wood stock on it. It's got a little extra finger grip on it. I mean, it is a 6-shot revolver. It does have, because it's the tactical version, it has a rail on the top strap to mount whatever you want. And as a bonus, it has a threaded barrel too. Now, I'm a little confused. I mean, it's 22, so it's probably threaded barrel because it is still a single action revolver style. So you're going to get a little bit of noise out of elsewhere, as opposed to if it were a lever action or something like that. It also has a sling and sling spots. It's kind of cool. It's something different. 16-inch barrel, overall length is 32 inches. It's 1.42 inches wide, 7 inches tall, weighs 66 ounces, basically. 8 groove rifling, 1 in 16 because it's 22. Alloy steel cylinder, aluminum alloy frame material, black oxide finish. You get the idea. Alloy steel barrel. Basically, this is their new tactical rancher version of this that they've had out for a while. I was like, hey, it's worth talking about. I kind of like it better than their regular version. One, it's threaded. I don't like their tactical rancher pistol, but I do for some reason like this. This serves no purpose to me whatsoever, but it looks like it would be fun, but that's about it. And for the price, I mean, their MSRPs are always higher than you can get their stuff for. So
like for $350, it's going to be a fun blinker.
I mean, and retail price is probably going to be, you probably get them on sale for $270, $275. Go ahead, Tony.
So I checked them out because this is the first time they came out with the tactical version, but they came out with the regular Rancher series
ages ago.
So I looked that up. Yeah, so I mean that's over 2 years old. So I watched every review on that, and then I watched their tactical cowboy because they had the revolver out. And two things: one, this thing has no other sighting system besides the pick rail.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much that's it. So you have no backups. Again, fine, it's a plinker. It's not that accurate. I was looking at everything they had when they were talking about accuracy, because that's why I have fun with 22s. It's one, it's inexpensive, but two, 22s are pretty darn accurate when you combine the low recoil, the low noise signature, no concussive blast. But still, the guns are accurate. And if I'm talking about the Marlin Model 60 I got, I'm talking about the 1022 that I have, I'm talking about the CZ22. Only accurate guns are interesting. I mean, it's that simple. And I'm looking at this, and every time someone fired a cylinder or something, you always have one straight off and went further away from the group. And that was everyone's review. But keep this in mind. Heritage Manufacturing makes inexpensive 22 revolvers. And that's what you're going to get. So I'm assuming like all the holes aren't drilled in a straight line or something to have that many, like the cylinders, maybe the timing is off or maybe it gets out of time quicker than regular revolvers. But what I was seeing for this, kind of like, I would be hoping that it would be better, accuracy-wise. Outside of that, hey, dude, I like the idea of a 22 revolver you can just have fun with. But once we get into the price range of a Ruger 1022, why would I buy this thing?
Because it's fun and you just want another 22. I mean, I'll
buy another Ruger, bro.
right. But I get why it's out there, and it's like,
No. I get it too, but I'm just saying, I was disappointed. Dude, I wanted to like it because it's a freaking gun, and it's still like it. But my whole thing is, if it ain't as accurate as something else I can buy in the same price range,
yeah.
Because I was also looking at the 16-inch barrel pistol one. I thought that was cool too.
Yeah,
because they make this in the 16-inch pistol barrel, and just to have it. To dress up like the Joker for Halloween is good enough for me.
I don't know. Tony is the Joker, huh? But
well, there's one company I seen a guy when they come out with their threaded model pistol here a while back. That guy that made the, I don't know what's called, the sandwich thing that goes over it so you can suppress it. And I don't remember who did that. It just kind of clamps over it like a clamshell, and he's suppressing it. But I don't see why it's threaded on the end. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know how much every review I seen on the original one where they were threaded, it was louder because it put back pressure back through the cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the only thing I could think of would be at like a disadvantage. Now, if you had like a screw-on bayonet or something, like I could stab somebody with it when I run out of 6 shots, that would be different. You know,
I would think it'd be for a suppressor, right?
Well, it's a revolver,
I mean,
so
it's a revolver. So
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't screw a can on it because I don't want to blow back in my face. But I mean, it's a novel idea. I do like the pick rail system on it. I mean, I almost bought one of their. I still probably might buy the pistol that they have, the tactical pistol, just for the pick rail. They have a 22 with a single action with a pick rail, just to put a red dot on. I mean, why not? I mean, it's different. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I like this. I mean, I like Heritage. I got a couple of them in there. I bought my little boy one for Christmas. He loves it. He carries that thing everywhere. I mean, we haven't shot it for accuracy, but I mean, he's 10, almost 10. So
let me be fair with it. I think Sean had one. I don't know if it had the 6-inch barrel or 9-inch barrel on it, and he took it out. And first shots, of course, because he's Sean and we're friends for a reason. First shots were at 50 yards, and it was ting, ting, ting. So I think there's an accuracy that is there. It's just, for me, it was comparing it to other 22s in the same price range. It was not there with the accuracy. But there's the fun level. There's the freaking, how much are you going to pay if this was actually centerfire for something like this?
Right.
It'd be a lot more. You're going to pay way more than $1,000 if you want to get it out the store.
No, I'd pay $1,000.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, when you get 16-inch barrel of a Colt, because that's what this is supposed to be. This would be a 1773. They would ask for a pretty penny for this.
Yeah. Even if somebody remade one, like in 9mm or something, with one of the new single action, like if Taylor and Company or something, or Roberta or something made one, you're still getting. You might get out of the store for $1,000, but probably more like 1,400. So, yeah. Yeah,
nothing this. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be up on it too much because, I mean, it really is not fair because it is what it is.
And that's the thing is it is what it is. And I think it's cool. I
like it.
Yeah. I just think it's cool is really the only reason. It's cool that they're making it. Because they make so many of these different ones, and it's like, oh, bring out the tactical.
I'm the one that likes the barkeep with like the 1/2-inch barrel on it.
Right.
I don't know. I like the barkeep.
Well,
it's just calls. I mean,
I look at Heritage. If I didn't live in Jersey, I'd probably own a bunch of them, just because, again, like you said, why not? Because you'd have the short barrel, you got the 6-inch, you got the 9. Why the heck not?
Yeah, that's exactly. So that was the Heritage Tactical Rancher. Next up, I'm glad Rusty's here because we're switching things up and it's not last this time. We have the SOG Provider FX. MSRP is $149.95. This is another fixed blade knife because, hunting season probably started in a lot of places. Did here. So, I figure, hey, we'll put in some knives that are useful, like the one we did last week. This one. This is a fixed blade knife. You can take a look at it, but we'll try to explain it to you. skeletonized frame. It's got some scales that are removable, so if you don't want them, they're G10 handles. It's running a stone-washed 154 cm blade steel blade, and it does have full jimping along the spine, which was mainly the reason I stuck it in here, because I thought that was worthwhile. It does come with a sheath for it. 3.75 inch blade, which is nice. Let me get down here to the specs. Overall length is 8.1 inches, weighs 5 ounces. It is a straight edge drop point blade. Now, I don't know if it comes in other colors, but this particular one in the show notes is green. Not a big deal. Hardness is 58 to 60. It is Kydex sheath, and the sheath is also matching in green. But it's like they show it. They actually show somebody skinning, looks like a deer or something with it, which is mainly what it's for. It's got like a finger groove in the front. Like we said, that jimping. It's cut out. One of the pictures they show is all the little pieces. So if you want a minimalist one, you just take the scales off. If you don't, then hey, looks like it's got a somewhat decent clip on the little sheath it has with it. So, it's got a lot of good stuff for what you're getting. I think Rusty might know a little more about the blade steel. I remember reading on it, and then now because we're on the show, I forgot everything I know about 154 CM because I'm good that way.
It's a modified 440 stainless steel.
Okay, so it's stainless, which might help.
It's made by Crucible Metals in the U.S. So it is a U.S. made steel. It's the whole blade, handle, and everything is all one piece.
Right.
It's a modified stainless. So you're going to be sharpening this knife a lot. It's not going to hold an edge all that well. It will hold. I've had several SOG knives. They're not bad knives. They're the ones I've had. I'd never paid $100 some odd for them. I had one of their rotating knives. I can't remember what it was. They had like a saw on one end for like cutting bones, and the other ones I couldn't ever get that thing to cut nothing with it. It's supposed to be for skinning, but this, if you're in a humid environment and you want to carry a small stone with you, this might be a very good knife for you. I do like. I think it's cool. I don't know if I like it, but it's cool that you can take the scales and stuff off of it. I'd be afraid I might come loose and lose one of them or something like that. But yeah, if you want to pay that much, I think there's other manufacturers of knives for that price with better blade steel, just in my opinion. But if you're a SOG person, go for it. If you like this knife, buy it. I'm not a fan of the blade steel because I'm not a fan of stainless steel blades unless I'm in the water a lot or I'm like skinning fish or like filleting fish or something like that. I'm not a big fan of stainless steel blades because I take care of my blades. And so I don't mind if I could, to oil them down after I sharpen them or use them or whatever. And so I just don't like a blade steel.
Yeah, and that's what I was. If I remember correctly, that's the thing. Is I like stainless because it does rain a lot here, like a lot. But I also don't like a lot of stainlesses for the reason you're saying is you have to sharpen them more. I just kind of saw that this was out there. I do like the jimping all the way down the blade. Yeah, and not everybody does that. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like, really, I can see the price. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, that's MSRP too, but I am with Rusty. I think you can get knives in this price range with better steel. Granted, you're maybe not stainless, so it's kind of a toss up on what you're going to want. I threw it in here because I like that you could take the handles off if you wanted to wrap it with paracord or something yourself, and the jimping all the way across the top, because like the one we talked about last week, you know, it had jimping on the front of the blade, which was pretty cool because that's where you're more so going to need it if you're skinning or something. So, you know, there's pluses and minuses. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a handful. It's a handful of knife. So you're going to have a good grip on it. And that's a plus.
Right.
Because you don't want to lose purchase of your blade when you're doing whatever task you're doing, whether you're splitting wood with it, you know, for kindling, or feathering wood, or if you're cutting cordage, or if you're me, I'll take my knives and I will go through the rib cage of a deer or a hog just as quick as I will anything. I'll grab it and just pop right through the ribs with it, because a knife is a tool, and maybe it's not meant to do that, but I will do it. And I will take that knife and I will pop the pelvic bone with it. I'll put it down in there and I will take.
Oh, Rusty. Oh, you dropped out. There. You dropped out for just a second.
Yeah. I will pop the pelvis, you know, the hind quarter. I will pop the legs open with it. And, you know, because that's what I do with a knife, you know, and because I don't carry a lot of tools in there with me. And if it works, it works, you know, and if I have to sharpen it after I get done with it, that's fine. If that's what I got, I'll make do with it, because I've used a lot worse knives when I first started out.
And I think that's the case with probably most people, unless they're still starting out. I've used a lot of bad knives before, and now that you know, we have decent steels and decent knives, and you're not paying a fortune for these knives, it's so much nicer.
Well, that's what this show's about. We're here to educate people. Not I was to educate, opinionate.
I like that.
Because nothing what I'm giving you is an educational thing. It's stuff that I know because I used to be a machinist and I did a lot of steel work, and I heat treated, I machined, I cut, I ground, and then I kind of nerd out on steels, and I love knives. And Lord knows, if you look at my Instagram, there's enough stitches on there to know that I play with enough knives that I probably shouldn't own a knife. And but I like a good sharp knife. And and this probably would do you a lifetime if that's what you want. If you like SOG, I think I own 2 or 3, and I don't think I've picked them up in years.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and when it comes to SOG, I feel the same way as you. I just looked it up on Nice, and $149 is too much money to pay for this, in my opinion.
Is that what's it at Knife Center? Same price?
$149. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I decided to check out some other stuff. Now, again, I don't know about this steel. Now, I've used the Cold Steel Pendleton Light Hunter. I don't think I've done a review for it with these guys, but I've done a review on my podcast. I beat the living poop out of that knife, doing things that you shouldn't even do with them. And it held up. And it was $17. You know what I'm saying? Because it's made out of Krupp steel. I think it's like 4116, 416 chrome, something like that. They have others of those knives. Oh, yeah. By the way, I do say that Cold Steel has changed hands. So this might not be the same blade steel now that it was then.
But
what was that?
You're talking about the
Cold Steel, yeah.
Yeah, Light Hunter, yeah. I think they changed the
those are my kitchen knives.
4116 stainless, yep, it's still there. So my whole thing is I've used those to beat the snot out of stuff with. And every time I look at SOG, you see a design that you like, but the blade steel is not that great compared to the price they're asking. Now, I don't know if it's because of whom they have designed it. Is that where the money goes? Because it's not going to the blade steel. And that was my thing. When you get into hunting knives, I am not a hunter. I just like the knives that I got. And I'm like, bro, I beat the crap out of this with this. Why would I pay significantly more money for a knife? What, that I can take the scales off? Well, the Pendleton Light Hunter, no blood gets behind it anyway. Because it's just adhered. It's like plastic on the end of it. You're not going to get anything in there. Because I understand why you take the blade scales off so you can get the blood from underneath it and wash the knife and keep it clean and keep it from rusting. But no, it just sucks because I want to like SOG. But the price they're asking and the blade steel I'm getting either drop the price or increase the quality of the blade steel.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
I know I've been on a Cobra Tech thing. This is this Cobra Tech right here.
Right. Because a couple weeks ago we talked about their other fixed blade that has the jimping on the front. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the one I've been carrying, and I'm going to use it this year for hunting. It has the jimping on it. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, my camera back.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is D2, and it's coated. And wasn't sure if I was going to like this little dongle on the back, but man, I get a handful of that. And for the same price, that what they're wanting for this, I can tell you. Let me hit their website.
You can get like almost two of those.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Well, I think actually, this is the expensive one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one we talked about a couple weeks ago was the one they were like $80 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, while he's looking that up, that's pretty much was the SOG Provider FX. So if you're interested, if you like the SOG knives, go check them out.
And I think go ahead.
This is the Kingpin. And it's $139.99 if you use our discount code.
Yeah, 10% off. $14 or whatever.
Yeah. So, and it's D2. So you can really beat the snot out of it.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, awesome. So next up, and I think, I'm excited to talk about this. So Swamp Fox has their new optic out called the Warhorse. MSRP is $639 on this one. You okay, Tony?
Yeah, just heard something.
Oh, okay. If you have to grab a gun, exactly.
Video it, live stream.
Yeah, we'll live stream and they'll kick us off. But this is the Warhorse 1-6 first focal plane low power variable optic. So if I remember correctly, this is their first focal plane optic in the low power variable. I could be wrong, but they soon to have 1-8 and 1-10s. You can get it in either red or green illuminated or the Dragoon Mill or Dragoon MOA. They pretty much are almost exactly the same reticle. They're a horseshoe style with milled drops or MOA drops and windage, kind of small Christmas tree in it. Looks like a good reticle. Something useful in a 1-6 LPVO. So of course, when it's at 1 power, you're going to basically use it like you would a dot. It also has 3 lines, 2, what is that? Horizontal, 1 vertical at the bottom. You can kind of think, what were those? The old German reticle.
Yeah, the Steiner style.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it's called. 0.25 MOA or 0.1 mil adjustments, depending on. Parallax is set for 100 yards, typical for these style. You get a generous 150 MOA max elevation and 100 MOA windage adjustment. So you get a lot of adjustability in this. It has a capped turret for windage and a non-capped for and an adjustable for elevation, so you can dial if you wish to. Of course, it locks, so the elevation knob outward, you have to unlock it before turning, so you pull it out to then turn it and push it back in. Elevation turret also features a 0 reset function to help it. Windage turret is capped, so of course that way the windage doesn't get turned off or misadjusted. 12 position illuminated reticles, 1-2 or night vision, of course. and low light. 11 and 12 are, of course, daylight bright. Good optical clarity, they say. Robust construction. Of course, it has their limited lifetime warranty with it. Specifications on it. It is a 34 millimeter tube. So in the 1 to 6, it probably allows quite a bit of light through. Gives you exit pupil. You don't really care about that. Field of view, 105 feet to 18 feet, 1 to 6, depending on what you're at. We went over some of that stuff. It does have a fast focus diopter. Turret style we went over. It does weigh 23.37 ounces. Of course, impact resistance, they listed 1100 Gs. IPX7 rated, so pretty much waterproof. You're not gonna get this thing unless you just sink it. And basically, that's how it is. I do like it. The thing I like about it most, one, it's first focal plane. I have a first focal plane 1 to 6 in another brand. I really do like it, and this is basically to compare directly with it, I think. I do like the 34 millimeter tube. The one I have is a 30 millimeter. Yes, mounts are a teeny bit easier to find in 30 millimeter, but in the 34 millimeter, in a 1 to 6, you do get more light through it, which helps quite a bit in lower light situations at the high magnification range.
Just buy their mounts.
Yeah, just buy one of their mounts. They're cheap.
Yeah, this is their mounts right here. They're machined, they're honed. And I just happen to have that sitting on the table right here. Swamp Fox.
He did. He didn't go dig it out either. It was just happened to be sitting there. Yeah,
sitting right here on the table.
Yeah. So what do you guys think?
The 1 to 6 for okay. So the LPVO first focal planes are almost like unicorns. They're just now coming into. There's not very many people that are making them because they're expensive to make. There's a lot of stuff going on in a very small package, and there's a glass in there, the etching and stuff. And a lot of people were saying that they were real cluttery. And I think that was one of the biggest reasons that people they weren't being made right off the bat, because that's why everything was second focal plane. But people wanted that one optic they could do everything with. And that's where, Primary Arms and Swamp Fox and Vortex and Bushnell and Steiner and Lupo, everybody has strived to have that one optic that you can put on your gun and you can do everything with. And we're all running the modular rifle systems, the AR rifles nowadays, whether you're in an AR-10, an AR-15, and depends on what caliber you're running. If you're running a 6mm, 6.5, a 6.5 Grendel, Creedmoor, whatever, you want that one optic that you can run close up, or you can take out the range and deer hunt with, or you want to go to your local 1,000-yard range and you can stretch that sucker out to 500, 600, 700 yards to see what you can do with it. And when if you get to 1 to 10, you've got that, and you could throw this on your 308, 6.5 boat gun, whatever. This optic would do it. I'm not saying it just because I'm a Swamp Fox fan, but this first focal plane would do that. It's got everything you need in there to you learn how to work that chevron, with that horseshoe and the drops, and you can do this. Will be that price. And there's another show that has a discount code for it that you can knock some price off on there, and you've got a great optic. And I've got 3 of theirs, and they're the lower ends, and I've got tons of their red dots. Their customer service is great. I've only had to send one back, and my daughter has beat the crap out of the one that she has on her rifle.
So it runs in the family.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. I told her when I built her rifle, her 6.5 Grendel, and I put that 3x9 on there. I said, don't be scared to scratch this thing up. It has been dropped, drugged, dunked in the water. I mean, dropped off the back of tailgates. And I go to the range, and it's still. I use their mounts, their scope, and it's still on.
So she did everything to her rifle that you just do to your own self.
Yeah, with the rifle hooked to him.
Yep.
Yeah, she's smart enough just to let the rifle go off the tailgate. She doesn't jump with it. I think everything Rusty said is right. I think that, again, I didn't take the time because I just thought of this like maybe an hour before the show. And I did another I recorded another podcast before this one. So I didn't have time to look it up. What I wanted to do was go back and look up 1 to 6 optic reviews that we did years prior, just to try to match up the features and the cost of what we can get this for now.
Yeah, and I think the only comparable one on there is the Primary Arms GLX one that I've done, because all the rest are probably second focal plane on our website.
Yeah, because there was not this nowhere near. What was it? If you wanted this, it was 3 times this price.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was 3 times this price. So again, we'll say it: Golden Age of Firearms, Golden Age of Firearms accessories. And if you want to get something, this is that optic that goes on that all-purpose AR-15 that so many gun writers waste a whole bunch of ink on. This is that rifle, because really, seriously, stop. Yeah, somehow you've dreamed up a scenario where you're going to shoot from 0 to 800 yards. But fine, look, it's all about buying stuff and having stuff and the possibilities of. So this is one of those things you can take to that rifle class, that carbine class that pretty much only takes you out to 50 yards. Or you can also take it to a longer range class that takes you out to 250 to 500 yards with the same AR. This is that kind of equipment. We've gone from red dots to magnifiers to to LVPOs. And that's where we are now. And it's to the point that these things are way affordable for a lot of features. So there is no reason, especially with Swamp Fox and the way they're going with their quality control and that customer service, why not go with something like this? I was wondering why I was looking so. I'm like, why is my room so dark? I need to turn on the lights. Anyway, okay. But
you blend in with the background.
Yeah. Yep. Chinese restroom. That's me. Hello, boy.
There you go.
So, before you get a 1 to 6, the closest thing you get was like a 2 to 7.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
And there were a few 1.5 to like 4s.
Yeah. And my AR that I coyote hunt with, I have a 1 to 6 on it. It's second focal plane, and I paid $200 for it. And I tell you, I got it. It's a Cabela's brand, and it's a BDC scope, and I bought it just because I got a deal in it. And I didn't pay quite $200, but I got a deal in it, and it come with the mount and everything. But it's for what I shoot with at 100 yards. It does everything I need to do. But I like this. If I'm going to build a rifle, that all-purpose rifle like we talk about with the cryo-forged barrel and or if you're going to go buy a Dawn of Defense or whoever you want to name out there, that's a $2,000 rifle, buy this scope and put on there. Or if you've got a PSA and it shoots like a laser beam, put this on there. You're not going to be hurting.
We don't have to do the whole pay as much for your optic as you did for your rifle math. It's not necessary anymore. It is not necessary anymore. We used to. That used to be just the number you went for.
Yep.
It's like, all right, well, you got that $2,000 AR. You better put some really good glass on it if you're going to be running this all-purpose rifle with a 1 to 6 or 1 to 8 first focal plane. Yeah, that $2,000 rifle is going to have a $2,000 optic.
Yep.
And now it's not necessary.
I was very skeptical of Swamp Fox when I first started using them. And then when I got them, I started out with the Liberator, and I think they're trying to phase it out. But I run it on a shotgun, and I contacted them. It's like, I'm running this on a slug gun, and I'm gonna run it slugs, and I'm gonna turkey hunt with it, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do with it. And they line me up and give me everything I need to know about it. And then they said, let us know how it does. And so I sided in with slugs, and then I went back and I patterned it with my turkey loads, and it was fantastic. And it's 4 years running now, I think. And then, like I said, I've got other optics that I've got on my 6.5 Grendels, all run Swamp Fox on them. And they're Patriot, and they're Long Range or Long, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Kentucky Long, whatever, but they're not bad. I don't have any of their LPVOs. I'm going to when I build my Golden Age AR, that when I quit building, out of the box, I build a lot of ARs that are just, I buy parts and I throw them in a box, and then I'm just like, oh, I got parts, and I just put them together, and I don't realize whose barrels and bolts and stuff I have. I just put them together and I tune them and I make them work. But I'm going to buy one build one that's fantastic and that shoots like a laser beam out to wherever I want it to do, and it's going to have something like this on it.
Pretty much.
I can't wait for him to build that rifle and his daughter to take it.
Oh, she will.
My other daughter did.
Better build two.
Why do you think he builds all these? Because his kids keep stealing him. He's got like 20 kids.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's true. So
I give enough away to my children. I'll build them and they say, "Oh, I really like it, so just take it." I'll build
another one. Yeah, exactly.
it is hilarious, but yeah, man, I think this is great. I think they became a market disruptor a while ago. I think other companies are trying to keep up with Swamp Fox at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of these smaller companies are smaller, and what you say.
Rob was the first person I ever heard talk about Swamp Fox.
Might have been,
wasn't it, Rob, that you had a Swamp Fox?
Yes. Yeah, I've got a couple of their
he's got their So, well, that was the Swamp Fox Warhorse. So go check it out now. Because we're moving from there. Primary Arms, and they seek to provide you the best shopping experience for everything firearms. They have over 13,000 products from your favorite brands. Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearm parts, and shooting gear. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, fast shipping, and an expert support team. Now, the Primary Arms project of the week this week, again, it's an EOTech. It is their 3MOA mini reflex sight. So this is their EOTech RMR, basically. I think it's got a Delta Point Pro footprint, but it's your small reflex sight. So that's the Primary Arms product of the week this week. You can sign up for Primary Arms newsletter and more by going to frn.deal/PA. The FRN code still works for something. Check the show notes. Check firearmsradio.net/PA. You'll find it. And since we're down to that time, Tony is going to tell us when the next diversity shoot is.
October 19th at the Recoil Range in Monroe, New Jersey. This is going to be the last. Right now, the next three events are the last events of the year at these particular ranges. So get in now if it's close to you. It's Recoil Range, the 19th, Thursday 19th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have food. We got freaking awesome pizza. We got people coming through. We got our ammo sponsor, Ammo Lab, donating ammo. We've had a great time in these last few events. We have a lot of new people. They're coming from Philly. They're coming from Brooklyn. They're coming from the Bronx and throughout New Jersey. So if you want to be a part of our second Is For Everyone diversity shoots, please come by. Go to diversityshoot.com. If you want to go to the ticket link, also visit me on Simon Says Train on
everywhere.
Simon Says Train on Instagram. Simon Says Train on Facebook. Second For Everyone on Facebook, and second is for everyone on X.
There you go.
Please come by, check us out, see the stuff, see the pictures, see the projects we're working on, including this red dot with our friends over at Gideon Optics, and see how I do. I'll be shooting in competition this coming Friday. We're going to shoot the police, the PCC match, old school, which is out to 25 yards on a regular, IDPA target, or at least the old school scoring target. Is going to have the little rings inside of it. But we also have a 50-yard simulated target that we end at. So I want to see how I do with this red dot shooting simulated at 50 yards, standing, kneeling, and offhand. It should be interesting. So follow us. And again, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is year 8. And I don't know if I told you guys, but I've been invited to speak again at the Sacramento Rally in Arizona, Phoenix in February. I'll be doing that. And we're in the initial stages of setting up the diversity shoot, because I've been putting together the people that I spoke to then, because that was the plan last year, earlier this year, was to meet people so we could set up for a diversity shoot in Arizona in February during their Sacramento Rally. So that's what we're working on this week. I've already started.
Sweet.
Can't wait.
You can send us questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review somewhere. You can check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.net, and there's a ton over there now. Don't forget to visit the Firearms Insider at firearmsinsider.tv. There is a bunch of new reviews over there for you guys to go check out. And Tony's eating his sushi or something is what it looks like if you're watching the video.
Gas station sushi.
Yeah, but
not a bad idea.
But please check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram at Firearms Insider. Don't forget to check out all our great sponsors. Thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network, and we are out.
FC didn't kill himself.